Hey, Mythology folks. I just want to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be working on this week and into next week. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. First, let me say that they have finally switched us over from a semester class to Q1. However, what that meant is that they wiped out my other Canvas course. And so I've had to rebuild the course because of this. So the assignment that you submitted last week, you need to resubmit that assignment this week. So let's go ahead and look into modules. Remember those introductory notes that you submitted last week? Please take a minute and go ahead and resubmit those. I've changed the due date so that it's not late. Then, we'll go next to this Greek and God and Goddesses overview. So we're going to be working together to get a better sense of who the Greek gods and goddesses were. So you're not going to be working alone. Each of you will be contributing to the ideas of a larger group. So here are the list of gods, and then some gods are really important. They have a lot of information, so I split it up between two people. Some I felt like one person would be able to do that. So the little note here said some gods and goddesses may have more than one person. Remember, through the magic of Google, I can see who contributes what to the document and the presentation. This means I should see significant work from all parties involved. So make sure that you understand that. After you get your assigned set of gods, begin exploring the history and nature of those deities. To do this, you'll need to explore the vast reaches of the internet. Yet, just like so many of the tales we'll read, the journey that seems to be simple can be deceptively difficult. Be careful in your selection of your sources. Make sure that they are reliable and give you a depth of knowledge. So each person will be responsible for collecting information, and you're going to add it to this Google Doc. So by clicking on the link, you have access to the Google Doc. So you'll find your particular god or goddess, and you're going to add some information on there. Everybody is responsible to adding to that document. All right. And we will also do a group presentation here as well. Same thing applies. You're going to be adding to this group presentation. So make sure that you are doing both pieces of these. But the good thing is once we have this, you're going to be able to use the document and the presentation on a quiz on Wednesday. So make sure that you contribute, and I'll be looking at those, make sure that they're good and filled out over the first couple days of this week. Really, you should be working on this Monday and Tuesday, right? So make sure that you're working towards that. All right. So then Wednesday, you have your quiz, okay? And that quiz will be posted up. So September 2nd, there's your quiz. Then we're going to start another short project on, or a short assignment on Greek creation. And you'll read through different versions of the Greek creation myth and answering some questions on that. That's due on September 4th, which I think is Thursday or Friday. All right. All right. Or it's due, Thursday. So due on the 3rd. And then we're going to be working with this set of nature myths. I know that this says the 7th. That's a little bit deceptive. We will be working into next week on this, but I want you to get a head start. So either Thursday or Friday, this is what you need to work on. Myths focusing on nature are an important component of most cultures' mythological heritage. Each group will spend some time exploring one of the following Greek and Roman myths. So I've given you a myth, but 3 people are working with it. So how can 3 people work on this at the same time? Well, what I've done is opened up a discussion space here in Canvas where you can put your thoughts in there, and you'll see that you've got an organized thread by the topic, by the myth. So those 3 people will need to do a little bit of talking back and forth in there. It may be that you need to exchange email addresses with one another to try to get this organized as well, so that Friday you all have a good sense of what the myth is. And then on Monday of next week, what you're going to do is put together a little bit of a presentation. So here's what the presentation should have in it. A brief summary of the myth, including images to help the rest of the class understand the myth. So one person needs to be responsible for that. An explanation of the importance of the myth to the culture. Another person should be responsible for that. And an analysis of the myth itself, focusing on the development of theme as well as characters. And the third person should be focused on that. Now you're all should use a shared Google Slides. So it should be shared among you three, and you should also include me. And give me at least editor rights so that if I need to ask you a question, I can pop in there and ask it. Once you're finished, right? And I've given you kind of a template if you want to use it to help organize your thoughts. But once you finish your presentation, each person in the group needs to submit it to this assignment. But one person from the group needs to also let me know and send me a final link for that. I'll collect all the links and send it out to everyone, because everybody in the class will want to know a little bit more about this. And that's going to be due on September 7th. All right. And then we'll talk a little bit more about next week when it gets here. Remember, if you have any questions, you can email me. You've got my Google Voice number so that you can text me. And if you need it, if we need to come together in a WebEx meeting this week, please let me know that too. And I'll make sure that I make arrangements so that I can either meet with you within a group or individually. Okay. So have a great week and let me know if I can help in any way. Thanks.